So guess what? I blew it. I goofed up. I totally blew it. I thought I was streaming. I wasn't streaming. So you missed the first. It hasn't been long. It's been like 10 minutes. I woke up. I got right into doing syrup stuff. Really, truly, honestly, you didn't miss anything exciting at all. I've just been literally babysitting the furnace. That is all I've done all day. But I was just talking to myself about how I think if I need poutine this weekend, I might be screwed. Because I want to say the Snack Shack is not open tomorrow on Sunday. I want to say it's only open today on Saturday. And I only think it's open for like 1 more hour. Maybe 1 more hour and some change. And that means I better have poutine in the fridge. If I don't, then I think I'm just dying tomorrow. I don't think there's any way to do. And if I was smart, I'd get in the car and I'd go check the Snack Shack and the fridge and all of that right now, but I just don't want to do it. I'm just being stubborn, you know? So I think I'm going to die to stubbornness right now, and that's how it's going to go. We're just going to roll that way. So, you know, that's how it is. But I will check the fridge now that there's literally nothing else to do in the Sugar Shack. I will now allow myself to go check in on my primary needs and see what's up. If there's poutine in the fridge, then we're chilling, dude. We don't need to go do anything. If there's not poutine in the fridge, well, at this point, I'm not even sure we can make it. There is. All right, so we're straight chilling. We don't care. We have some fries to cut. We can cut fries. I didn't bring them in, though, so hold on. Let's bring them in. We need watering. That's a watering. I'm trying to water them this way. I don't know if you've noticed, but previously I'd be like, oh, that one needs to be watered. 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 And what ends up happening, this is, you know, it's funny. This is something that I also learned from StarCraft. I cannot stress enough how profoundly StarCraft Brood War has changed how I think about everything. But another thing I learned about StarCraft is that sometimes it's better to be inefficient a little bit in the short term if it means that in the long term you're going to reap benefits. And it seems obvious, duh, when you just say it like that. But one of the ways that I'm speaking to it exactly, I'll give you the example in StarCraft, and then I'll talk about how that just translated into this video game and what I'm doing and why. In StarCraft, Brood War specifically, you have these little structures that build guys, and you got to build a bunch of guys, and they can be automated somewhat, but like every time one of your little structures spits out a guy, you got to go physically look at it where it is on the map, which means you got to stop what you're doing, you got to move the camera all the way over, you got to go see where the guy came out of the little building on the map, and you got to go tell him, hey, you're going to go do this, blah, 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 blah. You got to literally micromanage your little dude every time you fall. So, okay, so imagine you're trying to make 6 guys at the same time from 6 different structures, right? And now imagine, if you will, that you go to make some more guys, and 4 of your 6 structures that are making guys are 75% of the way through making dudes, and then 2 of them are sitting idle, not doing anything. Now, in the short term, you might think to yourself, man, I got to make more guys. I got 2 structures sitting here doing nothing. It's inefficient to have something literally doing nothing. I should tell those 2 structures that are not making guys to make guys. But that's actually the wrong move in StarCraft Brood War. And the reason that's the wrong move is because now you have 2 different groups of structures that are vying for your attention. Because all 4 of those structures that are going to finish a guy are going to finish at the same time. You're going to have 4 guys at the same time sitting there waiting to be told what to do. And you're going to tell all 4 of those guys what to do. And then you're going to look away, and then not long after that, 2 more guys are going to pop out and demand your attention. So now, instead of checking your 6 structures once for 6 guys, you are now checking your 6 structures twice to manage 4 guys one time and 2 guys another time. And that's not the right move. So actually, the correct move in the situation where you got 4 structures that are 75% of the way through building a guy and 2 that aren't is to wait, to let the 4 guys pop out, tell them what to do, and then tell the 6 structures what to do at the same time. So now you have 6 guys coming out at the same time. So what I did is I realized that what I've been doing is I've been watering piecemeal, and it's efficient in that it uses the least amount of water out of the watering can, which is convenient because it means I have to refill the watering can less. But what that means is that I have more instances of there being a couple dry plants that need more of my attention or micromanaging, rather than just, oh, I'll just water all the plants, even if they don't all need to be watered right now. Because that means that when they run dry, they're literally all going to run dry at the same time. And as a matter of fact, because I've started doing this as a demonstration, I'm literally going to water all of my already watered plants, including the potatoes, so that when they do run out of time and they do run out of water and they need to be watered, they will hopefully all pop up dry at the same time, meaning they'll just demand 1 instance of my attention rather than many, many instances of my attention all the time, which would be, you know, obviously way, 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 way worse in terms of time management. So I don't know. That's a principle I learned from StarCraft Brood War, that you only have so much attention and you only have so much time to give that attention out, and you need to try and organize when your attention is needed in such a way that you can get as much done as possible in that one instance. And that has translated into my life, my work, how I play video games. It's really helped me as a culinary professional, I tell you what, trying to nest cooking tasks in a commercial kitchen sort of setting to make it so that, you know, as many things are coming out of ovens at the same time, as many things are requiring my attention on the saute station at the same time, even if it means maybe I cook things a little strangely at first. Maybe I cook them, you might even consider, quote unquote, a little wrong or less efficient in the short term. If it means that I can make it so that ultimately everything comes out high quality, tasting great, but I can nest my attention and my tasks such a way that I'm knocking it all out in one big swoop, rather than, you know, ping-ponging between tasks constantly. That's the ideal. Now, sometimes, you know, it is what it is, and you just gotta ping-pong because, you know, times are tough. Everything needs attention now, and what can you do? You know, sometimes you're in dire straits, and you just kind of have to bite the big one for a little while. But in an ideal world, mete out your attention in such a way that you maximize its potential. Because attention, like time, like money, like strength, like health, like everything else in this world, is a resource. And yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say about that. StarCraft, it's cool. I like it. That needs gas. Dude, maybe we'll play StarCraft on stream one day. That might be interesting. I'm god awful at StarCraft, which is a very funny thing to say about a game that you've been playing on and off for... I guess 26 years? If it's not 26, it's like 25. It's close. If it's not literally 26, it's like 25. Because I want to say I started playing StarCraft turn of the millennium, or maybe the year prior. Because StarCraft 1 came out in 1998. And I was an early adopter as a child. I definitely remember it being one of the first games I got as a little man. Of course, I wasn't playing StarCraft meaningfully as a 5-year-old in any way that was profoundly changing my life. I mean, when you're a 5-year-old, you just go, haha, funny man's with the guns, I shoot the aliens, right? Like, that's just kind of, you play with the gleeful innocence that kids have towards their favorite things. And that's awesome. We love that, But I don't think I really started playing StarCraft in a way where it meant something to me more than just kind of an average video game would, until I was 8th grade, high school, something like that. So StarCraft was always a fixture of my life. It was always something that was around, but it wasn't something that I really thought of being like, oh no, this game's actually important. This game's actually one of my values as a person, which I definitely think of it being today, is that StarCraft is part and parcel. It has shaped who I am and what I believe in and what I like. And, I identify with the larger international StarCraft community, blah, 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 blah. It's truly a magnificent game, and I hope to never be rid of it. I think StarCraft has got a long life ahead of it, honestly. I think we're going to see people playing and enjoying StarCraft, specifically StarCraft 1 from 1998. I think we're going to be seeing people play that game for a much longer time. And if you think it's had its time in the sun and that it's going out of style just because it's 25, 26, 27 years old now, well, you're wrong. That's just straight up the facts on that one. And that rules. I've said it before in previous streams. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Dear listener, dear viewer, it's not too late. It's not too late. You can still learn StarCraft today. You can still join a powerful, incredible video game community that has always been around, will probably always be around in one capacity or another, with a vibrant professional scene, a great, friendly, welcoming community, really interesting history, a lot of exciting games to watch. StarCraft, I mean, I could sell it to anyone. I would want to sell it to anyone. I feel passionately about it, as I do Dark Souls. Maybe I don't necessarily think, for Dark Souls, I think Dark Souls is for everyone. I think everyone should play Dark Souls. I think it is enriching for everyone. I don't necessarily think the same thing about StarCraft. I think StarCraft's kind of a little more niche in the exact, sensibilities that it scratches and what it is about it that makes it exciting for people. It kind of really is only appealing to a certain sort of gamer, in my opinion. But unlike Dark Souls, by the way, which I think Dark Souls is literally just crack for everyone. I think, God damn it, From Software, God damn it, Miyazaki, you really hit that one out of the park. Anyone can love that game, and should. But I'm just bouncing between the plants and the sugar shack because I don't have anything else to do. But I think at the very least, anyone can spectate StarCraft and have a great time. And I think at the very least, if you don't care to learn and play and practice StarCraft and do that and pursue that pathway, I think you should at least learn how the game is played insofar as you now understand it enough that you can spectate it. Because truly watching professional StarCraft players play the game at the level that they do, it's just one of the purest senses of entertainment that you can have, in my opinion. I love watching professional StarCraft games. They are thrilling, nail-biting, innovative. It's amazing. It's a much wiser man than me, Sean Plott. I'll referred to as Day 9 online, pillar of the StarCraft community. Love you, Sean. He once described the game, and specifically watching someone else that at a very high level play the game. He described watching a professional play StarCraft as, it's like watching a pianist, like a concert pianist, play chess at the same time. And that's exactly what it's like. It's exactly what it's like. It takes the physical dexterity of playing a piano concert, fucking Hungarian Waltz number 9 or whatever. I can't remember the name of that one, but it's like watching someone do that, and every key that they push is a move in chess that they've thought about. Which is insane. It's completely insane watching StarCraft pros play. They are silly Billy, really insanely good at that game. And it's absolutely a skill, 100%, and a really impressive one at that. Come on, barrel finish. I want to do something. I want to do something productive. All right, we'll put another piece of maple in there. Hell yeah. We're just chewing through the reservoir is what we're doing. We're just chewing through the reservoir. We're going to leave for the carboys soon. I could pick up the pruning lopers and just... I don't know that I'm going to do a big prune because we're about to leave for the carboys. We're filling the barrels. That's kind of taking all of my bandwidth at the moment. But holy crap, look at all this. We got a big prune ahead of us. Jeezy crazy. Well, maybe I'll make a little progress on this. I'll start like... Oh my god, where do I even start? I'll start like here. This is on one side of the road. So now I know like where it is. I'm on this side of the road. And then I'm going to go up towards the sugar shack at first? Question mark? We are chewing our way through the, Wow. Oh my goodness. This is easily the biggest prune we've had yet. Oh my lord. Huh. I don't know if these maples are going to... That's already 39. Oh no, that's already 39. I don't know if these maples are going to stack with the other ones being this far away. So it seems inefficient, but we're going to just bring them all the way over here to the road, and then we're going to go back and get the pruning lopers and hope we can find them in the dark. We'll check the furnace, and then we'll come on back. I think I set the pruning lopers down right there. Hey, nice. So yeah, we'll just set them down over here to check the furnace, and then we'll keep doing what we're doing. We're going to leave for the carboys soon. I think we could technically leave right now and meet them, but we have a little time, and now I just want to do a little more on the prune. Yeah, we'll chill on that for now. Oh man, we had... So, syrup can vary every day, like how much syrup you get from all your trees. You can either get a minus 40% modifier to how much syrup you get every day, or you can get a plus 40% modifier for how much syrup you get every day from your trees. And it can vary anywhere within that range. And I feel like the amount of syrup that we got today was a plus 40% day. Because, geez Louise, dude, that's a lot of syrup we're still chewing our way through at 22 o'clock, 10 p.m. local time. That's insane. I feel a little silly pruning all these pines. I really do feel like there should be something productive to do with them. Maybe an update in the future will give us a place we can sell tree cuttings we don't want. Because, I don't know, I mean, even if it's only worth like 20 bucks or something, I feel like it would be kind of nice to be able to do something with this. But I think that's some part of my brain that wants every little thing we do to mean something. And I think... the honest truth is that sometimes stuff doesn't matter, and you just have to accept that. But in a video game, we don't have to settle for reality. In a video game, we don't have to settle for reality, so I want this to do something, be something. We'll take off soon, I think. I know I said I wasn't going to do the whole prune, but now at this point, I'm like, well, maybe I will, huh? Look at all these birch. Damn, that's a lot of birch. Like, why am I wasting time pruning all these birch? I don't want more birch. I don't want more birch. We know why I'm doing it. It's because they got the blue glow. And Brain says, blue glow, that needs to go. And, you know, I don't call the shots. Brain does. Plus, I don't need to trip out on seeing the carboys. Like, we have so much time now that nights are slow. Remember how we used to, like, scurry down to the carboys to, like, really quickly get there, you know, just as fast as we could, and we were leaving at 23? Well, we're probably going to leave at about 23 again. But we're going to have literally 3 times as much time now. So, like, it's all good. $120 maple cuttings right there. And just making sure they're stacking. 121. Holy moly. That birch is too far to stack with any of the other birch. Holy moly. So yeah, we've officially hit, like, maple tree critical mass. We have so many maple trees. Look at all these trees that already aren't linked in, that are grown all the way. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That should be the last prune there. We're going to put these right by the road so we see them every time we drive by. We'll grab our ferocious stack of maples. 140 frickin' one of them, dude. Jeez Louise. We're just going to click our brains out. Yeah, I know we're hungry. But we're going to leave soon. I know we are. And you know what? Honestly, if we don't see the carboys, again, we haven't been seeing them that much lately because it doesn't frickin' matter, dude. The carboys just want to give us a hatchback. We don't really care about getting the hatchback yet. Our money is already kind of spoken for in other projects. This is insane. This is straight up bananas. This is so many maples. We still have 50 left to place. Yeah, we're hungry. Can't you see I'm placing 38 maples? I'm sorry to keep repeating myself, but I literally cannot believe... Dude, and the next time we prune, it's gonna be like 400 or some shit. I don't know. It's probably gonna be like 200, but... God damn! God damn! Let's go eat before we die, and then... Yeah, are we leaving a little late? Kinda. But not really, because remember that whole modifier on time. Nice. And we did end up chewing through that big-ass reservoir today. We're not going to have enough barrels tomorrow. Not even a little bit. But that's okay. Like, straight up, that's fine. We don't care about that at all. That is A-okay. Uh-oh. I'm wedged in something. Perfect. Eat poutine, say hi to the carboys, away we go. Nom. You know, it might be kind of fun to... That's right. It might be kind of fun to take this guy. This guy, which I really hope I don't fucking dump into a ditch, because it's a way harder to control machine than I'm used to right now. It's so comfy driving the truck. It's easy. There, that feels right. Oh, there it is, $9,200. Holy shit, that's a lot of bones. Oh no, losing control. Yeah, all right, cool. God, you just casually fly at a way... Yes! Woo! A way faster speed than the truck in this thing. It's almost like we've engineered it to be fast. That was insane, whatever that was. But I'll tell you what it wasn't. Anxiety-inducing. Man, fuck you, game. No anxiety from that. Let's just do a big fucking sick spin out right here. What's up, carboys? Here, I feel confident parking my piece of shit next to you this time. Check it out. I'm one of the boys now. Hell yeah. Yeah, we got this guy. We got this guy. We got this guy. We got this thing. Look at this fucking... What is this? Oh, I love this fucking... It is so ugly. I forgot I had all those car parts in the trunk. I didn't lose any. Whatever. It's fine. Antoine? There you are, man. That's right. I got the hatchback from Antoine. I don't think I need to do anything else for Antoine now. I think we're done. And we'll sleep in the car in just a second. Well, here, we'll go to the bar real quick. If anyone's there, do I care? If Jacques is there, like, we're so close on his friendship, I don't feel like I really need to... we'll bring... I was trying to see if I need to bring maple syrup. I'll bring maple syrup, fuck it. We could just drive over in this car game about driving, but I don't know. Sometimes when I get really close to destinations like this, I'm like, I'll just walk. Whatever. Set the crate down. Jacques, are you here, man? I just drank it on accident, dude. I made you a cookie, but I fucking eated it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, God, did I... Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I drank another one. There you are. Okay. Oh, everyone else. All right. Dude, when am I going to stop? Raymond, what's up, man? I don't have any stereos for you. Do you know every time I walk by the rap music at the car show, I get a copyright claim on these videos? And then YouTube lets me know. They say, you don't make any money from us, but if you were to make any money at all from this video, that person that produced that little snippet would get every little last scrap of all of your revenue for just walking by a song. It's a good thing I'm not monetized and I don't care about it. But if I was, I would literally, I think I'd have to go in here and I'd probably go to like audio. Look, there's not even a slider for music. It's probably one of these like effects volumes or something. But like, how much of the game would I fuck up just trying to be compliant with completely arcane, draconian, backward ass IP laws? And you know what? A lot of the times, I know this. This is literally not news, and everyone already knows that all this shit happens all the time. And I'm sorry for harping on this because I know that it's Sunday and we can't buy a differential. Holy fuck! All right, whatever. Let's get out of here. Does life even matter? But anyways, what I was going to say is a lot of times I check the copyright claim, it's not even the right song. Which, I mean, again, I know this is old news and we all know this happens all the time, but being on the creator side of it for the first time, it is... It's darkly humorous, but also, like, really sad how just stupid the system is. Yo, I don't know if you guys know this, but I kind of made this car, like, really fun to drive. I'm almost out of gas, brother. I'm, like, straight up nearly out of gas on this thing. I just realized, looking at the meter now, I'm like, will I even get home? Should I drive in lower gears at slower speeds? Does that actually translate into more fuel efficiency in this game? I don't know. Probably would in real life. But it doesn't matter because at this point we can coast home. Man, note to self, we're gonna need to get a gas can to put in the off-road Koenig. Dude, straight up, we made this thing so fucking fun to drive. Holy shit. I'm having a lot of fun with this monstrosity now. It is ripping ass. Oh my god. And it's just not even flinching at any of this gravel. It is just going for it. I'm loving it. It's almost like we designed it to do that, and it's doing it. Which is just like, what? That's crazy. That's insane. Tatered. Cannabis? Cannabis basket? There's probably some cannabis done. Where's that tater? There's that tater. Nope, just one. Get fucked. Cannabis basket? Is there any cannabis? No. There's at least one cannabis plant. 3, 4, whole bunch. Whole bunch. 6. 6 is pretty good. What does that mean? We have 20 seeds now? No, 16. Okay, no, just 16. What the fuck, dude? Why is cannabis like this? We just got a surplus of fucking 1,000,000 seeds. Where did I put them? Oh, God. Oh, there I did. So I still have 7 seeds. Oh, so actually, no, it wasn't that. It was 9? We actually did 9? I don't know. Don't question my methods. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if I was adhering by my own rules, what I would do is I'd water every single plant, right? To get them all on the same time schedule, right? But in this case, what I'm actually going to say is that it probably makes more sense to let all the big one, like the big crop, run dry, because these are all going to time out at the same time, right? And then I'll simply just water everything, including the stuff I just planted, when that time comes. That'll be the way forward. Is this a big... I know we have to turn the furnace on soon, because the pump has been going for an hour at this point. But is this enough weed for a big pack? I don't think it is. I think we're going to be too short. Yeah, we're too short. And that's okay. We're going to get another cannabis plant here pretty soon. These are all pretty close. And then that'll be big pack number 4. And like I said, I think I'm going to make a delivery at 5 and then make a delivery at 6. Even though, like, I could just wait to have 11, right? And then deliver all 11 at the same time. But I don't know. It's kind of fun to go out there. Well, I guess it is kind of far. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. However it times out. I guess we'll put the tire pump in the shop, huh? You know, what's funny is that I feel like I don't even really need to really, like, super focus on syrup right now. Which means I really, truly do not have all that much to do today. And maybe I will try to sleep as soon as I can and skip it through as much of the day as I can. Just because, like, I am absolutely 100% gonna use every single barrel I have. Should have bought a barrel or two. I guess I should have bought a barrel. Because this is 5 already. This is 6 nearly full. Here's 7 empty. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna get completely capped on syrup barrels today. Already getting checks for $9,000. That's pretty sick nasty. We could go look at the hatchback if we want to go look at the hatchback. That's kind of an interesting thought. This isn't overly full. And yet, at the same time, I kind of feel like, well, where are the other... Where are the other saplings? There should be one over here by this lonesome birch. And then we got one right there by these lone pines. I'm just going to move these up to the road. And then we got these 15 pine cuttings up here, which again, we're just going to put on the road. Where did I put it? There it is. Boom. More on the road. Because I think we can... I want to prepare this forest to really thicken it out here. And so these trees got to go. Get rid of these. But I'm carrying the lopers around with me to look for any wayward saplings. Here's a whole bunch of birch right here. Just going to leave it between these two birch, which again, we're just going to put these up on the road. And then here's a pine right here to the road with you. I don't know why this just popped into my head. This has absolutely nothing to do with anything. But I was just thinking to myself, I'm happy. I'm happy for the two loves of my life right now, because my girlfriend is getting a new album from her favorite band, 21 Pilots, pretty soon. And that's sick. And then my boyfriend is going to get a new season of his favorite anime series, which has been like basically on hiatus for like years and years and years and years and years now. So like, I don't know literally why that popped in my head. That has nothing to do with anything, but like, dude, my two favorite people are getting their two favorite things. Hell yeah. Life is kind of based sometimes, huh? And me, I'm getting my favorite thing, a transmission and a limited slip differential. Holy shit. I'm getting my favorite thing, the Elden Ring movie. Well, no, actually, to be completely serious, actually, I'm getting my favorite thing, a new adventuring foray zone in Final Fantasy XIV, which is going to be imminent. That'll be cool. So yeah, I mean, I guess everyone does get what they want in the end. Life is actually pretty good, turns out. Just don't look into that too closely. Don't think about all the stuff that's not good. Instead, let's focus on albums and anime and video games, because those are pretty base sometimes. They can be kind of cringe sometimes too, but we're not talking about that right now. I'm not talking about it. Why are you talking about it? Let's go chop down those trees. Maybe we will look at the hatchback today, just to look at it. I think it's fully functional by the time we get it. I could be wrong about that. But I want to say it's like a completely, like, it's working, functional car and what all. A lot of junk to get out of here. We're really thinning out these trees we don't have anything to do with right now. Get all this birch and this pine. Don't you know this is maple territory over here? Don't you know we're going to be planting nothing but maples for, like, the rest of the playthrough? It makes you wonder if that's the case. Why do I got all these cuttings from all this birch and all this pine, huh? Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Isn't there, like, a lone errant birch over here somewhere? Did I already get it? Am I crazy? What's this piece of maple just chilling right there? Oh, this birch right here, this was the errant lone birch just hanging out. But note to self, there's a maple log in the forest just not doing anything. And then, yeah, as much as I hate it, I mean, the way that this is really starting to thicken up, I mean, we really should probably just remove all of this piping and just, like, complete... I mean, but then again, we could also just hack it together and get it, like, most of the way good. That might be the way to go. I don't know. Could be. I like this section of forest that's just kind of like, what the fuck ever. You got maples, you got birch, you got pine. It's kind of like whatever goes over there. We're just going to leave piles of trees around, and we'll pick them up later. I'd rather cut them all now and pick them up all at some other time than bounce back and forth between tasks. And speaking of, by the way, I do believe, yeah, like there's a birch right here. There's a bunch of, I wouldn't say a bunch, but there's a couple errant other trees in this section that I want to get rid of as well. Did we do it? I think we did it. Look at all my barrels lined up, ready to go. Okay, let's, I guess, transport some logs, huh? And some cuttings. They're kind of far, aren't they? And yet I'm coming all the way out here to get... Yeah, they are far. Well, that's 77 pines and 49 birch. Holy crap. Holy moly, that's a lot of birch and pine. We might be able to plant trees at the other property that we get. There is another property we can buy. And I don't think it starts with any trees. So maybe we save these cuttings just purely for decor? That could be the play on this. Just really have our pick of the litter of, you know, any birch or pine I want lining the property just to spruce things up and make things a little cuter. We can just do that. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, just do that. That makes sense. You know, if we're loading logs, we should do one of those. Honestly, we might want to put the cuttings in the cab. Give us more room for logs. We got a lot of logs to pick up, especially all these pine logs are so freaking big, dude. That bounce was kind of nice. I think that's probably about all we can do on that one. So we'll just try to... I mean, we just have to accept we're going to drop logs, you know, and just get them most of the way to the woodcutter. I think is the way to go on that one. We'll sure have a lot of birch and pine to run the woodcutter on for a while, huh? Or, excuse me, to run the furnace on for a while, huh? Yep, time to put a couple more logs in there. You know, the way time is going by... Actually... Yeah, actually, I don't think we're going to overcap at all. Heck yeah, dude. Because we'll run out of barrels... But then the syrup reservoir itself has enough space inside it for like 2 whole barrels of syrup. So we'll just have some frickin' syrup in the syrup reservoir. We'll be ready to pick up the barrels from the Federation. And we'll just immediately load the barrels from the Federation. We're probably going to do a record, for this run anyways, a record-setting delivery. I wonder, should I put like some big ones down here? Record-setting delivery at the Federation on Monday. No, I don't feel like putting any big ones on the bottom is actually the stacking strat. I feel like actually the stacking strat might be to go around to multiple trees and just try to get all of the long, narrow ones at the same time. And then later do a load that's just big ones. Maybe like big ones and birch. So that way you can try to tessellate the teeny tiny birch pieces with the really big, thick, chonky pine pieces. That's probably the way to go now that I'm thinking about it. So we'll leave these big chonkers. And then we'll try to get those and the birch at the same time. Though, I mean, I think I can fit maybe 1 or 2 more up top. So, like, literally, what's the downside? Nothing, right? Just put them up there. Oh, and you know what? While I'm thinking about it, and just because, you know, my OCD wants to deal with it, let's go off into the forest over here. I think it's a little bit of a walk, but there's a maple log just sitting on the ground. Just doing nothing, waiting to be picked up by me. And there it is. God, maple logs are so small compared to how freaking huge pine logs are. Honestly, it feels good to clean up. I wonder if I do this, am I tempting fate? I think I'm tempting fate a little bit by doing that, but... Yeah, it does feel good to clean up, and... I think we'll have to do it. We'll have to really bow out here. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, my God. What is happening? I don't know what's happening. But we did definitely lose some logs, I think. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's totally fine that we did. We're still getting the vast majority of them over here. And for that, I am grateful. Ta-da! Immediately we'll look at the furnace, which needs to be loaded. Yep, this is a nice routine we've gotten into. It's like, put 2 logs in, or 2 firewood in, go grab some logs. Put 2 firewood in, go grab some logs. And it looks like we lost... No, we have all the bird. Maybe we didn't lose anything. Maybe we just have it all. My empire of dirt. Firewood for days. You know what would be a nice goal? I don't know if it's achievable, but it would be a pretty sick goal to try and get off of the need for firewood by getting hooked up to the electrical grid and installing an electrical furnace. What are we frickin' bottomed out on, dude? Nothing. We're not bottomed out on anything. That's a sapling, idiot. Alright, heard. It would be a nice goal, I think, to try and get to the electrical grid and the electrical furnace before we run out of all of this firewood we've chopped today. I don't know if that's a realistic goal. I don't even know if that's an achievable goal, let alone a realistic one. But it is a goal. And having a goal... Come on, grab it, dude. Thank you. Having a goal is fun. And even if we don't get there, you know, it's still something to shoot for. And honestly, like, while the electric furnace will be nice because it is convenient, it is still a convenience. It is not a productivity increaser in terms of, you know, upgrades and all that. So I could also totally see a world in which rather than get the electric furnace, we get, say, I don't know, the evaporator. And then once we get the evaporator, we'll need to link more trees into the network. Because right then and there on the spot, when we link the evaporator in, we'll be able to handle 50% more trees. And that means that, you know, since we're basically keeping up, like, at replacement value with 66, we'll want to go to 99 trees, right? So we'll link 33 more trees in the second we get the plus 50% evaporator, and then that should keep us basically on par with what we're doing, but it'll require constant micromanagement of the furnace to make sure we don't overcap the reservoir. And then after that, the next thing to do would be to get a larger reservoir, and then being able to bank more syrup would mean that as long as we stay on top of... Uh-oh, we gotta completely back up and go a different way. That does not go through. As long as we bank more syrup, we can basically work later through the night and then chew it all down and make more barrels that way. And then the next step, after having the faster reservoir and the larger reservoir, is to then get the electric furnace, which then that really will be a productivity increase, because then the furnace will be able to run all night long on a reservoir that always has syrup in it, all through the night, at all hours, even when we're sleeping, we're still making syrup. But before then, before the other two conditions are met, where we're really actually truly always having syrup at all times because we have, you know, a furnace that can handle it by having the increased evaporation rate, and we have the larger reservoir and the more trees plugged in and all that stuff, I don't think it actually does anything but make life more convenient to have the electric furnace. So time will tell whether or not we actually get that before we work through this monumental pile of firewood. In fact, I should check right now. Do we need to... We do, don't we? Yeah. I'm sure this barrel is long since full. Yes, it is. How are we doing on the syrup reservoir? 47 of 240. Okay. And we're not pumping anymore, right? Because it's too cold? Yes, it is too cold. Big syrup day for us today. Feels good. Also feels good knowing that we didn't waste a single drop of syrup over... Well, I don't know necessarily over the weekend, because I think we did just from the... I think just from the necessity of both sleeping and saving at the same time, since both of those are big time sinks in the daily time, like, clock system. I think just from the necessity of needing to both save and sleep on one day, we did sleep through some prime syrup hours on one of the days. But obviously, as you can tell by the fact that we're filling the syrup reservoir and the fact that we've used all the frickin' barrels that we own, that really didn't end up being that big of a deal. It's actually kind of okay. We have a little bit of wiggle room in terms of just how maximally efficient we have to be at all times, just because there are other limiting factors. I should watch someone else stream this game, man. I should, because I have a feeling, I have this suspicion that I play this game like a crazy person. I have this feeling that other people aren't like frickin' grinding their teeth, tweaking out, trying to be as like absolutely crazy time efficient as I am with this game. I have a feeling other people are just having fun. Good for them. Good for them if they're just having fun. You know what I should play, and which I really might play next, is My Summer Car. I don't know if you've heard of My Summer Car, but it came out before this game. People online frequently describe this game as being easier, more casual Canadian My Summer Car, in that most of the same ideas and mechanics are present in My Summer Car, since clearly this game draws upon that one for a lot of inspiration. But a lot of stuff is more involved and more complicated in My Summer Car. So, for instance, didn't realize we were still hooked up, by the way. So, for instance, the car mechanics and working on your piece of shit car in My Summer Car are so involved that there are many, 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 many more sizes of bolts than just 12 millimeter or 20 millimeter. Like in this game, there's just two sizes of bolts. So there's a whole bunch of different sizes of bolts in My Summer Car. And there's not really like a manual anywhere that tells you how anything fits together. And you can just build stuff wrong. And then when you build stuff wrong, if you're lucky, it doesn't work. And if you're unlucky, it literally explodes and it breaks. And it can potentially kill you and end your run. Or, you lose the part and all the time and money you spent on it. And, it has the same kind of gameplay loop where you need to work jobs to make money, to work on your car. It's also set in Finland. And I'm told it's a very Finnish game and its cultural sensibilities. And that sounds kind of fun to me, to like immerse myself in Finnish culture in some regard, even if it's memey and not very serious. Just because it'd be kind of interesting to see what the memey and not very serious take on a culture that I know next to nothing about is. That just sounds kind of fun. And yeah, I've been told a lot about what makes My Summer Car is that it's essentially this game, but imagine everything is much, 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 much less convenient and much more, involved and cumbersome and time intensive and opaque. And that sounds like the sauce for me. That sounds like the secret sauce for a game that I would really enjoy. I love when things are cumbersome and opaque and time wasty and punishing and rude and mean. I really enjoy. I mean, when I get killed by a boss in Dark Souls, I laugh. I'm serious. I do. I go, good one. You got me. Like every time. Okay, not every time. I get frustrated sometimes. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. But a whole heck of a lot of the time I go, wow, that was fun. You really got me. That attack was cool. And I don't know what it is about my brain that just loves games that are like rude and waste my time, but I love games that are rude and waste my time. I like being able to beat those games and go, haha, I figured you out, game. You and me, we have a strange relationship now where we deeply understand each other and we have become friends because I know the ins and outs of everything about how you work, and I know how to beat you, and know all your little different things about you, and you reward me by being good at the game and making me succeed, and blah, 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 blah. It's kind of dumb, but I know a lot of other people feel the way I feel too. I know I'm not special, even though sometimes I pretend that I am. I know I'm not special. That's just the human spirit, That's just, it feels good to accomplish stuff. It's not unique to me. That's just the whole species that we are. That's it's a good thing too. I love the human spirit. I'm a big fan of that thing. Yeah, full stop. Logs, am I right? We're logging. I'm just realizing now that I got a need for maple syrup, and that is so not staying, but I'm going to leave it just for a joke. I got a feeling that I need... I'm still stuck. I am totally still stuck on the hoist. I got a feeling that the evaporator is going to be dry by the time I go try and use it. Ooh, the plants need to be watered. That's exciting. I wonder if we have a bunch of weed to process. We might. We sure might. Yeah, I see ya. I see a maple syrup need. I do. I see ya. Yeah, that evaporator sure does look rather dry. We'll see if there's any still in the tank when we get in here. Absolutely no. That's okay. We'll do our trick. We'll do our little trick. There it is right there. Cha-ching. This is deeply funny, by the way. This big old pile of freaking logs right here. This is deeply funny. Hey, do you ever realize, by the way, that we don't need to go to the carboys anymore? Because, I mean, until we feel like going down there and whooping their asses in some races, which honestly we could do in our car right now. I think we could seriously whoop ass on some street races right now in that machine that we've built. But I don't really feel like doing it at the moment. I feel like doing my chores, which is silly, but that's how I feel. But yeah, we don't need to go down to the carboys, like, pretty much ever again. Because we got all the rewards from their friendship meters. Let's go water the plants, see if we need to pick any of the weed. We might just let all these other logs that are hanging out here in the forest, we might just let them sit there until we get another gap in our workday. Because, you know, the weekday is going to start, and then we're going to be making trips into town and working on the scrap Koenig and doing other stuff that matters. And that's right. I am definitely saying that this doesn't matter right now. We'll just leave a pile of cuttings literally on the side of the shed. That's because I don't feel like putting them in the shed. That's kind of my car parts go here place right now. Though maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe now that we have the garage and we can get... The garage starts with some shelving. You know, we got that shelving right there. And I do believe we can buy more shelving for the garage. So maybe we shouldn't keep car parts in here. And, you know, we've also used all the car parts that were in here. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll keep thinking about it for now. For now, we'll leave these cuttings right there. Let's check the plants. Oh yeah, I'm not doing this very good. I thought maybe I'd come up with a new tack by going forwards and backwards, but no, I think strafing is still the way. I think we still got to strafe. Really make sure we get all these other ones. Really make sure we try to refresh the timers. I think we did it. I see there's a potato. There is at least one potato which we may harvest. Give me that. Replacement value on the potato. 38 into 48, I'll take it. Wow, we're going to have a big delivery tomorrow. Because look, we got another full fry basket. Being careful, being careful, being careful, being careful. Alright, there's another... Oh, man, dude. That's crazy. Let's go load a bunch of barrels in the truck and go to bed. Whew! That's insane. There's some birch to pick up there. Note to self, birch to pick up. This pile of logs is pretty nuts, dude. Alright, how are we going to load this? Can we fit them 3 wide? That would be so nice if we could. Looks like we can. And then if we could just lay these down, I think this will be the tightest tessellation we can get on these barrels. That looks good. That looks good. They're going to wiggle around, but I think that'll be pretty tight. Tight like a toiga. Is that still lit? That is definitely still lit. I wanted to build a bundle for tomorrow, but yeah, there is nothing in the evaporator. Okay. So let's just kind of smoothly just kind of edge our way out of here so we don't dump a barrel. We'll get it all nice and parked up at the house so we can wake up, immediately go make our delivery, and then it'll be Monday. And we'll buy some treats. We'll buy some treats. And just so that I'm extra special, super safe, I'm going to do that one. Let's go sleepy sleep. Yeah, big delivery today. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, wow, we got up way too early. No, let's wait till 6:30. Damn, this is still going to be really early. Darn. Gosh, am I going to starve? I might starve. Golly. I could use the French fries in the truck to make my own poutine at home and definitely not starve. But that doesn't sound fun, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to roll the dice and see if I starve. Because I don't want to. We're really getting an early start on this day. We might have to do a little standing around. Well, if we have to do a little standing around, we'll just drive back home and maybe micromanage some of the trees that we have on the property. I know we got a bunch of logs we need to pick up still. But I don't know. I mean, it's 7. Time does move at a decent clip. And we really only need to wait for it to be like, what, 8:30? It's probably going to be like at least 7:30, 7:40 by the time we get to the Federation. And then, you know, from 7:30, 7:40 to 8:30, you're talking about like less than a minute of real life time. So we really, truly might not do hardly any standing around today, actually. Just kind of trying to drive a little boring, a little safe, make sure I don't lose any of my precious cargo back there. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo. God, I can't wait for that place to open today. I got some big purchases we're gonna make. Yes, sir. And it looks like we're going to get there a little earlier than expected, something around 7:20. But again, not the end of the world. What is the end of the world is I'm worried we might starve before it hits noon. Here we are at the Fed. You know, it would be kind of nice to maybe not buy any of the car parts and just get some syrup upgrades. It's kind of tempting. Kind of tempting. But, like, I want to drive a car. Oh, you know what? I know what we can do to pass a little time. We can go look at the hatchback. We got the hatchback. We haven't even looked at it once. We'll come back here to pick up the barrel and shortly. We'll do that soon. French fry delivery. All right, to the hatchback. Let's look at it. Oh, the Federation just opened. There's $1,400. So the hatchback's right here. She's beautiful. She's literally just a chassis, holy shit. And a radiator. No body panels or nothing. Oh, we got a couple trim pieces. Oh, and an engine too. Oh, and some wheels too. Now, isn't that nice? And some empty spray paint cans. And one tail light. Wow. I mean, she's beautiful. We'll build a hatchback pretty soon. Is this not where the boat is? It is. There it is down there. How much does the boat cost anyway? $1,450. And by that I mean 14,500, excuse me. Pretty cool. And that, see how you can see in the distance over there? That's another property we can buy. Let's get some stuff. Excuse me, I have something in my throat. You old so-and-so, how's it going? I need an ECU. First of all, give me an ECU. Then give me the LSD. Thank you. Now, I want transmission. I have a friend of mine that I've talked about before. Excuse me, I'm phrasing this whole sentence wrong. I have a friend of mine, and we've talked before a couple times now about how unfortunate it is, how sometimes, a word that's really fun and snappy and short and succinct, just a good slang term, becomes kind of cross-contaminated with some regrettable language. In this case, a slur. And they convergently evolve. So they start in completely different places, completely different intentions, but then still, despite everything, darn, ends up sharing the same term with some really nasty language which you shouldn't use. My favorite example of this personally, and by favorite I mean I guess least favorite because it's a word I regret no longer being able to use, is the term that was the shortened, snappier term for the tool diagonal cutters. This one happens to be a term for lesbian, the shortening of diagonal cutters. And neither term has anything to do with each other etymologically, but and in fact, the one that was the shortening for diagonal cutters was in use long before the word that people started using for lesbians. But I don't really ever feel like shortening the term diagonal cutters anymore these days because it's just not worth, mixing your language like that. It's just having a fun slang word for a tool is not worth the cost of using, really hateful language. And that's, obvious. Even if etymologically they have nothing to do with each other, who cares? So obviously it ain't no thing to just simply not say the word because the stakes just aren't that high. Like, get over yourself. It doesn't matter. Be nice. How hard is it to just be nice? But in this case, what I'm thinking of is, there's a shortened term for transmission. And good golly, it used to be really fun. And I liked that one because it was snappy, it was succinct, and it just rolled right off the tongue. I loved that one. But then, of course, that's not good language for yet a whole nother group of people. And I don't like that. I don't associate myself with that. That's not good. That's not who I am. That's not my values saying that about someone. I don't feel that way. So, no more shortened for transmission anymore. Don't do that one. That one's an easy one to give up. But I do think about it sometimes that, like, damn, that was a good one. I miss that one occasionally. We just got to come up with a cooler one. And what it is, I don't know. You let me know. Get back to me on that one. You let me know. We can get a strut bar. We're going to town. We're just having a good time now. We're just getting stuff. Just having fun getting stuff. You see I got the brakes. I got the brakes for the truck. Truck needs brakes. Hell, the truck might even need new wheel bearings. Let's get some new wheel bearings for the truck. I bet the truck needs new wheel bearings. And go to town. Did we get an exhaust and a muffler? We didn't. We didn't at all. We can get an exhaust for the Koenig, the scrap Koenig. And then we can get a muffler as well. I don't know. We'll get Model 1. I know this isn't an OEM, but Whatever, it is what it is. It was what they had on hand. I could think I could go to the gas station and get an OEM muffler, but I'm just not dealing with it right now. I want a 4-inch lift on the truck. That's what I'm thinking. Real quick, let me see. What is heavy duty old truck suspension? What is that like? Old truck heavy duty Bazou. It's just stiffer. Okay. You know, honestly, I think rather than getting a lift at all on the truck, because I think it's kind of already off the ground as much as it needs to be to get a good ride. And I think if it's too higher up there, I think it'll just be inconvenient. So I think we'll probably just get regular ass leaf springs. Damn, these rims are nice. Those are expensive. And I'd like to get it off-road tires as well. So let's get just the heavy-duty leaf springs. They'll just compress less under load. So that'll be nice. Getting some truck parts. That's kind of cool. It's nice to get some truck parts. We haven't done that at all. We'll get new brakes, new suspension on the truck. There's not really anything we can do to give it more power, unfortunately. You can't even open the engine bay on the truck. So there's the leaf springs, and then... I mean, I wish I could just get some rims. But we have to take these off. So what if I literally bought these and put them right here, and I'll be back to put them on. That's kind of funny. Trim pieces I don't care about. This is all fine. This is all fine. Safety rack with lights maybe for the truck. Some truck nuts, hell yeah, brother. No, I don't care about any of the safety racks right now. And I know I've looked at all this stuff a million times before, but we're just looking one more time. I think this is all good. I think we're fine with this. Rim shelf furniture, Kunik. No, these are Prinz parts. We're fine. We're fine with all this. Roger, for now I'm fine. Yeah. Yeah. Gas, though. I'm not fine on gas. We gotta get gas. And barrels. We gotta pick up barrels, too. Jeez Louise. And you know what? Poutine, too. Holy. Poutine store is not open, though. Boom. Boom. Gas. That was important. Good thing we did that. We can say hi to Jacques.
Hey, comment est-ce qu'il va aujourd'hui? Hey, prends-toi donc une petite canisse de sirop pour la route, là.
I mean, we'll drink maple syrup here because it's convenient.
Ben ouais.
You know what? I know we just bought another muffler. and we don't need another. But I kind of want to get this OEM muffler. Just because, like, the nice muffler feels out of place on what we're doing with the scrap Koenig right now. I don't need any of these other parts. Oh, no, there's something in here I do need. I need this. I need this. Good thing I remembered this. Let's get some barrels. Let's get some poutine. Let's get the heck out of here. We got stuff to do. Good news, as long as we have enough bolts, which, yeesh, yikes, I hope we do. I didn't buy any more, but maybe I should have. As long as we have enough bolts, I think we have enough parts to drive the scrap Koenig out of the scrapyard and into our garage, where we can then take most of the parts that we put in of it, out of it, and start replacing it with cooler parts. Maybe we'll just buy like one more barrel. We didn't actually end up overcapping anything this time, but we did come like right up against the theoretical limit of what we can handle. And if I had just been a little bit more on it this weekend, maybe we wouldn't even have had enough room to deal with everything. So having one more barrel might make things a little easier. I feel like there might have been something we wanted at the yeah. There was something we wanted over here. Like a rack? Maybe? Like a rack? Also, I could buy we could literally tow the scrap Koenig out on a dolly, but I'm not doing that. I'm driving it out of there. Hell yeah, I'm driving it out of there. We can get decor. We can get shelving. This is all like house shelving. I kind of want like... God, we still don't have the dog either. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm chilling on all this decor. Ugh. It's not even functional. It doesn't even do anything. What do we even care about decor? It doesn't help me grow weed good or nothing. Anyways, let's eat some poutine. God, I want to eat some poutine in real life. I'm kind of getting hungry myself. I'm just going to swing for the fences and get 3 additional this time. Running kind of low on poutine was not my jam this weekend. Alright, we are absolutely laden with... Don't dump anything? Did we dump anything? We're looking. I don't see it. I don't think we did. I think we just jiggled. But anyways, we have a ton of car stuff. We have a small excess of money. We spent like something around $8,000 in town today. And that's good. I'm glad we did. I'm really hoping we're not dumping stuff on accident back there. I can't wait. We'll use the spray bottle the second we get home. You're just hanging out with the differential, just swinging around in the car. Okay, so check it out, the spray bottle. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we have to spray these two parts black or white, because I don't like how they look like that, but clearly a rusty version of them does not exist. So that's what's going on there. Let's start unloading the truck. It's going to be a day where we just don't get to syrup. That's okay, because, like, you know, if you make the money, but then you never take the time to spend the money, what's the point of making the money? I know we say it every time. Wow, a lot of pests today. I know we say it every time, but, like, I think it's important to reinforce that, you know? We're making money for a reason. We're not making money to make money. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. If money is to be made, it is to be utility in my life that does a thing for me. You make money to spend it. It's as simple as that. I mean, you also make money to, like, be secure and safe and have, you know, like, money to sit on, right? And, like, not worry about starving. I'm not trying to say that it's a smart financial strategy to literally spend down to $0 the second you make money in real life. But certainly it is in video games. Or at least in this video game. And StarCraft. I saw one over here. Boom. Alright, cool. Anyways, back to unloading the truck. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm unstuck. Fucking sick. We can make another big pack of weed. We'll do that later. Hey, we're out of power. Well, it's a good thing we didn't get a chance to do syrup today, because for all we know, the pump wasn't even literally going. I think we're going to put about 70% of the can in the generator. And then it looks so good fucked up like this. And then we're going to put the rest in here, because I just noticed that this car was, like, perilously low on gas. Okay, 1 brake caliper for the truck, 2 brake calipers for the truck, 1 brake rotor for the truck, limited slip differential, that's for this boy right here. Poutine, that's going in the fridge. Another brake rotor for the truck. Yet another rotor for the truck. That's a bearing for you. That's a bearing for you. An ECU, that's going to the scrap Koenig. We'll put that in the trunk there. Transmissions also going to the scrap Koenig. Tail lights for you. Mufflers for the scrap Koenig. The cool muffler is going to be just a part that hangs out. We'll put that on the Prins one day. We'll need it for the Prins at some point. Another brake rotor over here. Another brake caliper. over here. Another brake caliper over here, and then I see the other two bearings are hiding right hither, right hither. What else is in the cab? A tail light for this Koenig. And that's all good here. I guess we can cut the ignition. Even though I think, actually, now that I think about it, we're probably going to take off soon. This is for the scrap Koenig. We're just going to set that on top there. We'll remember. We got 1 leaf spring. 2 leaf spring. 1 leaf spring. 2 leaf spring. Strut bar for you. And a strut bar for you. This also makes the... So what is a strut bar? So the force that's thrown down from the vehicle as it corners and accelerates, it makes the whole body want to flex. You know, think about you ever seen one of those twisty bread rolls? Okay. Well, the forces of the car is the breadstick, and the forces want to twist the car into one of those breadsticks. That's not good for drivability. You really want your car to stay one stick rather than twisted up breadstick, even if the twisted up ones are kind of tasty. So the strut bar will reinforce the car. You can see this one in the rear goes back, right? Uh-oh, where does this one go? Do we have to... Oh, we might have to fully undo the shocks to install this. Which makes sense, because now that I'm thinking about it, that's how you do it in real life. Is you have to take the shocks out first, then put the strut bar in, then put the shocks in again. So putting the strut bar might actually be a bit of a bigger service than I was anticipating, but that's okay. But then this one goes right here. You see that? Yeah, and we're going to have to take the shocks out to do it. So from here to here on this one is where this strut bar goes. And it'll reinforce the engine bay, so the engine bay side doesn't twist. It's a reinforcement. And then this one will go across the rear shocks, which you got one rear shock that comes up right here. And you got one rear shock that comes up right here. Sometimes, yeah, you can see it. It'll go right there to right there. It'll go in the trunk. And it'll help the car not twist as it corners. We'll do that later. For now, we're going to... I'm fully going to install the fucking leaf springs and shit on the truck. We're going to take the wheels off, and then tomorrow it'll be a new day. And we'll bring the wheels in to town in this Koenig here. And we'll install the off-road tires on the truck's wheels. And then bring them back. That'll be good. It's funny how you only need 3 to get the vehicle up in the air and level, but something about my brain doesn't like it. We gotta complete. Ooh, might not be wheel bearings on the truck, because I noticed there's no center bolt to take out, and I know the truck has limited. Is the magnetic tray in the Koenig? We might have left the magnetic tray at the garage, which would be fine. Oh no, here it is. But yeah, it would be fine. Whatever. I mean, if we have extra wheel bearings, we'll just use them on the hatchback one day. And like literally that's okay. We don't care. Ooh, I can see those rusty-ass leaf springs back there. See those? Oh, we're taking those out. As a matter of fact, give me that. And give me... you know, actually, I think they're only held in by 1 bolt, now that I'm thinking about it. Because they're, like, wedged in there. I could be wrong on that, but I think they're just wedged in and then held in by 1 bolt. It's kind of fun to do it this way. I think it's less efficient, but it's kind of silly. One of the upgrades that we don't have in the game yet that we're eventually going to get is an impact gun upgrade that can take bolts out or put bolts in much quicker. I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be fun. I like how it's still called Rusty Wheel, even though they're absolutely not rusty anymore. They're not rusty. So there is a second bolt on the leaf springs. That makes sense. But there's not a third, and that also makes sense. Leaf springs are such... I mean, they're like one of the simplest things in the history of automotive engineering. You know, it's literally just what if we had a piece of steel that would made it into a spring? You know, what if we used the rigidity of steel and the way it wants to snap back to where the position it was before to do suspension? And it just fucking works, dude. It just works. I mean, look at this. This is just a lump, but like that lump works, man. No fancy coil over, no fancy tuning, no nothing. It just fucking works. And yeah, there's no bearings on the old truck. It just don't think about it. Don't think about how it doesn't make sense that there's no bearings on the truck. Just accept it. Dude, we're actually going to be able to stop on the truck after this. That's going to be insane because we won't have weak calipers. We'll have performance calipers. We're going from the worst to the best. That's going to be nuts. What side do you go on? I already forgot. Do you go this way? Someone tell me. Where to... Oh, wait. No, there was a caliper. What's going on here? Oh, caliper left. This says caliper left. That's what's going on here. This is caliper right. All right. That's what was happening. Huh? What's going on? Huh? Someone help me. Someone help me out. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna claim to know why that went down the way it did, but that's how it happened. So, move on. You know, move on. These look like all-season tires. Do you think they're all-season tires? I think they are. Which is interesting because we already have a set of all-season tires on the in the scrapyard, ready to go on the scrap Koenig at the scrapyard. That's the screw for the leaf spring. We just nabbed that sucker. Nice. Same for here. We can just get it. Boom. We'll have stiffer suspension. We didn't finish taking off the other wheel here. We'll have stiffer suspension. We'll have new brakes. We'll have tires with better traction. I tell you, we're not going to make the truck any faster. We're not going to give it any more torque. But we are going to make it a lot nicer to drive around. It'll be easier to control, easier to stop. Always good thing to stop. It's always nice to be able to stop easier because when shit goes wrong, you gotta stop. Give me that rotor. Put that in a pile of scrap that we'll sell down at the scrapyard. Can Can I have that caliper, please? Oh, is it not all the way? It's not unscrewed. No, you cannot have that caliper. You didn't unscrew it, dummy. Same for this over here. Didn't even unscrew it a little bit. Boy, the Subaru, my Subaru in real life. Whew. One of the calipers like seized up in a catastrophic way. I mean, in a way that like literally there was no warning sign. It just one day that fucker misfired hardcore. It was insane how it just suddenly seized. And it destroyed everything, dude. It destroyed everything. It was nuts. I mean, I had to replace like parts of the steering, parts of the suspension, a wheel bearing, pretty much everything on the front passenger side of the Subaru got replaced except for like the steering knuckle. Like that's it. It was insane. Because when that caliper just suddenly seized up one day, it was at speed, it happened hard, and it just yanked everything out of, like, the ball joints, everything, dude. It's a real bummer. It was a real bummer. It was a pretty expensive service. And I was just so mad at it, too, because, like, I really felt like for my part, like I had done such a good job of maintaining the Subaru and checking in on everything. I clearly didn't check the brake. It just felt like it just, because it was rusted to hell. It feels like it just rusted suddenly. Because like it happened between brake pad services. Let's just put it that way. Between brake pad services, the Subaru went from being like, oh yeah, she's fine, to literally it looked like I had pulled that brake caliper out of like an ancient tomb. You know, it looked like it was from like some pharaoh's crypt. Like it was insane. It looked like it might have been the first brake caliper to have ever been devised by mortal men. Like the primeval progenitor brake caliper from which all other brake calipers are derived, is what that was appearing to be. And I don't know, man. I felt wrong. It felt very bad to have that happen. But bright side, you know, I did learn a lot. I learned a lot about automotive engineering that I didn't know about before. I used a lot of tools that I didn't I had never used before up to that point. And that's because I had to get that service done. I had to do a bunch of stuff. Because I wasn't taking it to a shop. I tell you what, that's the whole philosophy behind me working on cars on my own. Of course, I think it's fun now, but I didn't think it was fun when I started. It was out of necessity when I started, because when I started working on the cars and fixing them up on my own, it was a sort of situation where it was like, well, literally, I'm fixing this car right here and now on my own, or we're just not driving this car ever again, because, you know, I don't got the scratch to take it to a professional who's going to do it right the first time. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to spend money on parts and do it wrong the first time, and then do it wrong the second time, and then get it most of the way right the third time, and then finally get it right the fourth time. And it's going to take way more time and way more money. Well, excuse me. It's going to take way more time, but miraculously, it's still not going to take more money, because that's just how expensive it is to pay for the expertise of a mechanic. Their time is worth a whole lot more than mine. My time is really cheap compared to a mechanic's time. This car appears to have drifted. What's going on here? Why is this car all the way over here? I do not know, but it is over here now. Let's put the new headlights in over here. We're ready to go into town tomorrow and change out the tires for the truck. That's what we're doing. Yank these tail lights out. Oh no, it's multiple screws on the tail lights, huh? Where's the other one? Right there? So there's two. All right. I mean, that makes sense. My tail lights have more than two screws. I tell you what. I think my tail lights have 4 screws. Well, they're bolts. 4 bolts, and well, we could just put these right in the trunk. That one's broken. I've never noticed that one's broken. My taillights have 4 bolts and a whole bunch of plastic snaps. Yes. Yes. We're going to spray paint this this garish colored stuff. I don't know what we're going to spray paint it to. Or maybe something I'm thinking is maybe we'll literally just take the trim off. Make it like super ugly. Like maybe we'll literally just take, because I might actually like that better, you know, just like completely take. There's the one of the rear. Come on, get it. Here's one of the rear trim panels. Just take it completely off. I kind of like that because it'll be even uglier. It's straight up missing trim. Like, that'll be good. Give me that. Bonk. Yes. Oh, that's it. That's it right there. You don't look right at all. Now let's get the front trim. Okay, so where do you connect? It's like right. Is it in the wheel well? It's in the wheel well. Oh my God, she's going to be so pretty. So beautiful. We got it. Give me that. Bonk. You ain't got no teeths. Yeah, that's it right there, dude. That is it. I'm loving that. I am straight up loving that. Nice. Very nice. Wonderful. Stupendous. And, well, we can leave this trim here for now. I was going to say we can put this on the scrap Koenig. And it's true, we can. In fact, we probably will put it on the scrap Koenig. Because the one, we're eventually going to make that one pretty. And cars that are eventually going to be pretty deserve trim. But for now, we're just going to let it all sit here in the garage. We don't need it for now. We'll hoover up some more of these bolts we got on the ground with the magnetic tray here. We're just grabbing them up is what we're doing. Did I miss any? Yes, there's one under the creeper. Am I right? You know, from Minecraft, that creeper. Good joke. Good joke, me. No problem, me. I think it's a pretty good joke, too. I'll just put this over here. Just remember the spanners there. All right. The new tires for the truck. We can put this scrap in the back. Well, we'll leave it on the ground for now. Just kidding. Well, no. No, I'm not just kidding, actually. Let's huh. Go to sleepy sleep. I'm just not prioritizing money right now. We're fine. There's other stuff we want to do with the old money. Skip a little time. I ain't got nothing better to do, so I guess. Well, no, I mean cannabis. There's probably cannabis to pick, right? And I'm kind of more interested in that because it will unlock content that I can't see or play with right now. So I'm kind of interested in ingratiating myself to the drug dealers by delivering them lots of weed. Because it'll be fun to get all that weed stuff that they have. So I'm kind of more interested in that than money. Though don't get me wrong, like I want money. We need money. We got to keep getting money to do the car stuff. But right now, it kind of feels like I have plenty of car stuff to deal. Won't always be that way. I will need more money in the future. Why am I doing this? That doesn't make sense. I don't need to do that. You know what I'm thinking now is that it might actually be kind of tricky to get the wheels back here. So maybe this is all the scrap Koenig pieces, plus a can, an empty can for some reason. So maybe what we do actually is we just quickly put all the scrap Koenig pieces over here. And then we'll head into town. Which taillight's broken? Left broken taillight? We'll get an OEM left taillight for the Koenig. Look at that. We're treating it nice already. We're not gonna give it no broken taillight. No way. We're gonna put a nice taillight on there. A nice taillight for a good car. We're like missing shit. Unless I miscounted. Are we not down a caliper? That makes sense, by the way. I mean, we were driving like an absolute asshole in this Koenig earlier in this episode. Because I had completely forgotten there was precious cargo in it. So we have all 4 bearings. God, it's actually really good we did this. Because we're absolutely down a caliper. It sits under the car. Which it certainly does not appear to be. And it's definitely not in here. So, okay. Well, we need a caliper. We need a left taillight. And we need to go get the off-road tires for this bad boy. And then the truck will be done, and we'll also be able to go build the scrap Koenig whenever we want. Though I don't think we're getting to it this episode, because I think we're just going to go into town, get the stuff we want to buy, and then call it a day. And by call it a day, I mean call it a night. This will be the end of the episode. Need gas, too. Heading into town in the Koenig. We don't do this that often. Heading into town in the fun car. Which, oh god, we cannot even see it. Alright. I'm just going to spin all the way around. Alright, let's go get some tires. Caliper. I don't know. Other stuff too, I guess. Gas. Tires, a caliper, and gas. I wonder where that caliper went. Mother trucker. Oh, I have a fine to pay. Maybe I should stop at the gas station, or excuse me, the mail, and do that. He said, casually speeding in town. There you go. Frickin' lawman. $800, it's insane. I wasn't even going as fast as he claims he clocked me at. I should be able... I don't even have any rights. I can't even contest it in court. Where's my due process and all that shit? Do they not have that in Quebec? Leave a comment below. Kind of parked far. Kind of made this not that easy on myself. Yeah, it's an all-season tire. Ooh, I got a hankering for maple syrup right now. That's okay, we'll get it soon. I wonder, is the tire pump I put behind Roger still here? You bet it is. It's funny. Eventually that'll get scooped up and put in the lost item bin, I think, but I don't know when that is. They look like Lego tires, right? This looks exactly like a Lego tire. That's crazy. And a caliper. Don't forget our caliper. I wonder where I yeeted that thing, man. Yeah, I know. Maple syrup. I know. Yeah, I know where this caliper went. Through the floor. All right. Gas. Maple syrup. Dude, I just ran out of gas at the pump. I'm not even joking. I didn't cut the ignition or anything. I just literally ran out of gas at the pump. Pretty sweet. Honestly. Pretty sweet. That's insane. Whoa, we timed that out perfect somehow. There's gas. And yeah, I know. We're dying of maple syrup. I know. Boom.
Ouais.
Boom.
Hey, comment est-ce qu'il va aujourd'hui? Hey, prends-toi donc une petite canisse de sirop pour la route, là.
Let's get the heck out of here. I love confidently driving this thing over the, well, off-road. Because I've kind of built it to be able to be a little all-terrain, which is fun. God, we can just scream on this thing. Imagine when the LSD is in, you know, when the limited slip differential's in, and then the strut bar reinforcements are in. We're going to be able to corner like crazy. I mean, we can already corner really well in this thing now. But we're going to be able to corner like insanely well in this thing eventually. Okay. Hold on. It's okay. It's recoverable. Oh my god, we could never do this in the Koenig before. Are you seeing this? You seeing this? We're just driving our way out of here. We're not bottoming out over anything. We're just going for it, dude. I might lose the caliper at this rate. Or any number of things, really, because we're really going for it. Yeah, that's crazy that we could just do that. Man, we built this thing to be cool. Oh, fuck. Well, that's okay. I was looking at all my boys back there in the back seat, you know? The good news is, if we lost anything, we should come right across it. Can you get out of my way, please? 1, 2, 3, 4. Gas can. If I lost a winter tire, I don't care. Or, excuse me, an all-season tire, I don't care. I just hope I still have the caliper back there, honestly. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, we can fucking rip on this thing, dude. We made this thing so fun to drive. And I say we because just by being here, viewer, you're part of the team. Thank you, viewer. You ready for the moment of truth, where we see if we have the caliper or not? I'm very curious to see if we have the caliper or not. Did it clip through the floor? It's still here, ladies and gentlemen. Along with all 4 piece of crap all-terrain tires that we don't want anymore. I mean, we can keep them for the prints. All-terrain tires are going to be better than winter. The winter's junk. We can throw the winter away. The winter are the worst tires in the game. Those are out of here. But we'll keep the all-season tires as just a cheap set of tires to put on the Prins when we're just kind of starting to drive it. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm sorry. I'm still just thinking about how fun it was driving the goddamn Koenig. We really... Oh, I didn't get a tail light. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It'll be tail lightless for a little while. Because I'm not even going to bother installing the broken tail light. We have to pump all these tires up, and then the truck is back in town. Ba-na-na-na-na. The heavy-duty suspension will be nice just because we have been loading this truck pretty hard lately. And, you know, it's been really, really compressing the suspension, really bringing the truck pretty low to the ground. And I feel like... I can't remember for certain, but I feel like we did actually bottom out on something on the truck for the first time recently. I could be wrong on that, but I think we were actually clipped on some terrain for the first time recently on the truck. And even if it doesn't explicitly prevent us from bottoming out, just having a little bit of a stiffer suspension on this truck will make it literally more responsive and handle better. It'll be a rougher ride, of course, because that's always how it goes. But the good news, this is a video game where I'm not physically feeling my ass bounce up and down on these seats because the suspension is stiff. You know, when you're driving in real life and you want a little bit of comfort, you can make your suspension squishier, and then it's a smoother, gentler ride, and you don't bounce up and down really hard and suddenly, which can be uncomfortable. But that stiff suspension is more controllable, and it's better for the vehicle. It stands up to more extreme conditions, more extreme G-forces. But it is a more uncomfortable ride when you're just kind of cruising around, you know. But that's not what we're doing on this truck. We're not. And again, my ass is literally not on the line. So it doesn't matter. And now we have to inflate all the tires, which takes a not insignificant amount of time. Is that 31? That's 31, right? Because that's 32. Or excuse me, is this 32? This is 32, right? It's kind of hard to see with the glare. Look at it. Yeah, that's 32. Because that's 33. Yeah, so that's 31. Talk. I can't talk, but I know I got it right now. I know it is now correct. Have you ever done this? Inflate the tires to the correct PSI with a manual pump? I have. Let me tell you, I have. And this does not even come close to capturing how long it takes and how much effort it takes to pump a tire up to the correct PSI by hand. Oh boy, have I done it by hand. And you know what? I would have been thankful to have one of these pumps that you step on. This is one of the ones where you set on the ground and you step on it with your leg, and it pumps up that way. I did one of the ones where you pump it with your arms, like a bicycle pump, pumping all 4 car tires up from nothing. It sucked. It sucked. It did. Luckily, I mean, physics was on my side. That's how the pump works, right? But even then, it was still a lot of compression and a lot of bouncing up and down with my torso to get all of those, all of those where they need to be. Dude, the boy is back in town. I'm going to take off this side to see what happens. We're still balancing. That is so interesting. So that means you can get the car up like this with 2. She's beautiful. Isn't she lovely? She does feel a little higher, which I'm not opposed to. It's fine. I think the truck is just a little higher just because the suspension isn't clapped out anymore. I think the suspension it starts with is all rusted out and saggy and not doing its job. I think the truck is now at its like manufacturer's intended ride height now. Which, yeah, does feel a little higher than it was before. I'm knowing this, now seeing how it's higher than I think it was before. I'm now extra glad that we didn't do a 4-inch rise. Because I was thinking it might be good to handle the off-road terrain a little better, but this is plenty, dude. And yeah, this feels higher. Oops, that's not reverse. Ooh! I just stopped for a second to see how it works. Stopping. Oh, we stopped, dude. The truck stops now. Look at all our trees are growing. Lol. Our super cap. Well, actually, the reservoir is not even all the way capped. What's with that? Huh. Interesting. We have a whole bunch of barrels to pick up at the Federation that are waiting there for us. I wonder if it's not capped because we just ran out of gas a lot lately. But I felt like we've been running gas like all day today. Shouldn't it have capped it? Well, maybe we got a minus 40% modifier syrup day. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Whatever the situation is, I don't mind. Money's doing fine. We're making it at a rate that it makes me feel like I'm unlocking the content at a rate that is good. Let's go. Oh. We'll wait for just a second for the evaporator to do its thing. I don't have any more gas in the can, right? It's empty. I can't put it in the log splitter. Yeah. We'll just cut the log splitter on for a second here. Just split a couple logs. And then we'll just immediately kill it. Yeah, this does feel a little bit taller. Let's go eat some poutine at home. I'm just woohoo! Do you see that jump I just did? I'm just testing the off-road tires out, and they work. This just in, breaking news. This is the junk pile. This all needs to be recycled. Breaking news. It works. Left tail light. We need a left tail light. Make sure I remember to get a left tail light. A left tail light. Need a left tail light. Make sure I get a left tail light. She's beautiful. I wish I could spray the heart. I'd love to make it a like pink all the way through rather than just on the end. Oh, hey, look, a caliper. Huh. Gee, I wonder how that got there. Not my pile of 5 caliper. Oh, well, actually, I didn't see. Do I have left? I have right, left. So I just bought the correct type of caliper on accident. Good to know. I'm glad I got lucky. I know I said I was going to stop playing, but it's just so fun. It's just so fun to play the game. Because I kind of want to put the differential in. So if I just did that real quick. I should be able to just pop it off, right? You know, just like how it works in real life. Where you just pop differentials off and on. You don't have to take apart like the whole drivetrain of the car or anything. Well, okay, to be fair, actually, in real life, to pop a differential off and on, you don't have to like disconnect everything, but you absolutely do have to disconnect these right here. This bar is not positioned entirely correctly, but there's a special name for this bar that connects to the middle of the wheel out there, the middle of right into the wheel bearing in the steering knuckle. It's a certain type of arm. I cannot remember what it's called right now, but it basically, it's an arm that's designed to swing in a bunch of different directions and also still rotate at the same time to account for, you know, the shifts in suspension and things like that. I can picture exactly how the arm looks like in my head right now. God, what is the name of that arm? What is that called? Differential. Open. An open differential just fucking does whatever the hell it wants. And we don't want that. We don't want an open differential. An open differential is like the worst of all worlds. It just puts out force. So let's talk about what does a differential do? I would love to watch a video that explains what a differential does with the class right now, because I know what I know of a really good like video that would explain a differential that I think is a very fun watch, and maybe we'll do that at some point on this stream. Maybe we'll have a car education section of the stream. Probably not, though. It's not really what we're here to do. But essentially, a differential solves this problem, okay? All of the power from the vehicle is coming from this black rod right here, okay? The drivetrain, right? The power is going from the engine into the transmission. The transmission is changing that rotation force in a series of bicycle gears, right? And then it spins this stick, and then the power needs to go from this stick to the actual wheels that power the car. But see, here's the thing. It might be kind of hard visually to show you in this video game without literally drawing some diagrams. But if we imagine this car and it's making a right-handed turn, right? This wheel right here on this side is not going to travel the same amount of distance. It's going to travel a shorter distance than this wheel out here, which is on the outside of the turn, which must then cover a much more distance to make the turn, right? So there's a difference in the amount of rotations and therefore the amount of power from the engine that this car needs to make that turn, right? You need less power here and you need more power here. A differential is essentially a device that does that, that splits up the power of the engine to different wheels in the car depending on how much they need to spin to move to where the car needs to go. Now, good differentials, like the limited slip differential that we just installed, can also account for different amounts of traction. So what a limited slip differential does is, imagine this wheel is not over anything. Imagine we're hanging off the side of a cliff, right? And only this wheel, and this wheel are touching any ground whatsoever. And this wheel is just dangling over the void. What a limited slip differential will do, actually, is it'll detect that this wheel is not making contact with anything whatsoever, and it will instead direct all the power to this wheel right here to push the car, wasting no power on this tire to get the car moving again. And if this car has a little bit of traction, and this wheel has a little bit of traction, and this wheel has a lot of traction, it'll send a little power here, a lot of power there, and vice versa. So a limited slip differential is really good at figuring out what wheels have contact with what, how much power do they have, how much traction do they have. Let's balance out those forces. Let's make sure that the most efficient amount of power is going to each wheel. It makes your car really, really handle really, really well. Very grippy, very, very, very much, a lot of traction, a lot of response in a lot of different situations. Compare that to the open differential, which makes no calculations whatsoever, and it just shits out power to the path of least resistance. An open differential, in the same situation where this tire is hanging out over the void and this one's making contact with the ground, an open differential actually sends all the power to the tire over the void and no power to the tire doing nothing, because an open differential will just, the power takes the path of least resistance, which is what makes an open differential the worst of both worlds. A welded diff, which we don't have right now, but what we're going to get, a welded differential removes differentiating from the equation whatsoever. That is to say, a welded differential doesn't care about what wheel is doing what. Both tires are going to spin the same and get the same amount of power no matter what. They're welded. They're locked together. This tire is going to spin the same amount as this tire, even when you're turning, regardless of traction. And you might think to yourself, hey, if I'm turning right and this tire doesn't have that much room to, as much distance to cover as this one does, but both tires are still going to spin the same amount, isn't this wheel going to start, like, skidding? Isn't it just going to start, like, having nowhere to go and it's just going to, like, drift like crazy? Because it's just going to, like, kick up a bunch of smoke and, like, gravel and not really have anywhere to go, but it still has to spin as much as this wheel does. And you're absolutely right. Welded differentials drift like crazy. And for people who are fans of them, that is a feature, not a flaw. We're going to play around with a welded diff at some rate. We're going to go to Drift City at some point. But yeah, I think that's it for this episode. We'll save. It was good. We worked on some cars. We got some parts. We got some money. We're on top of the trailer now. That looks like a bunch of weed that we can pick tomorrow when the stream starts. It's going to be close to done, I guess. It's not entirely done. Bunch of potatoes that are going to be done if they're not done already. But we'll just... And, you know, the syrup, it's all backed up. You know, the chores need to be done. We got a lot of choring ahead of us that we do need to do. We haven't done our choring recently, but that's fine. But that'll be fun to start the stream. I mean, look at all the stuff we got to do. We have to roll joints when we start. We got to get potatoes. We got to get plants. Got to get syrup. We got to build another whole Koenig when we start playing. Tons and tons and tons and tons of things to do when we do the next stream, which has been a trend. Every episode I've been logging off now, I've been like, wow, there's a lot of stuff to do. And I'm glad. It's a good feeling, feeling like I got to get a lot of stuff done in this game because that's the special sauce. Thank you for coming to Mindless Mon Bazou. I hope you have a good day. If it's day, if it's night, I hope you have a good night. I hope you're doing something fun. If you're not doing something fun, I hope whatever you're doing is over soon. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Mindless Mon Bazou forever. That's right. I'm going to do the Anthony Fantano sign off this time. Mindless Mon Bazou, forever.